All right, fam. It's been a rough last few days. Um, Pretty much everything went wrong over the last since Sunday afternoon. I'm here to recap it though. It's therapeutic. We'll start with the Eagles Packers game. Obviously, Carson Wentz played poorly again, and it was the right move to pull him from the game. And Jalen Hurts really did give us a spark. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. He actually made some pretty damn good throws. That 4th and 18 touchdown to Greg Ward was on the money. And he threw that bomb to Rager, also on the money. And that was coming in cold in the middle of the game. Again, with no reps with the ones. So I think the Eagles are doing absolutely the right thing in starting him against the Saints. Um, I'm excited to see what he can do. It's absolutely the right call. Carson's got to sit down and take a 30,000 foot approach and just watch the game. I am a little worried about what you do in 2 weeks though, when the Eagles play the Cardinals in the desert. I really don't know what you do there. I mean, let's just play out the scenario though. So if Jalen Hurts beats the Saints, there's no question he's the starter for the rest of the regular of this season. No question about that. Now let's just say he plays well, but the Eagles still lose to the Saints. I don't know what you do then. I really don't. I guess I lean towards maybe you give it to Hurts again against the Cardinals. But if you give it to Hurts 2 games in a row, then you may as well just stay with him for the rest of the season because there's only 2 games after that. So with only 4 games left, I think I just wonder what you do in the Arizona game. But we'll tackle that, you know, next week. And then if Hurts does play poorly against the Saints or plays horribly against the Saints, then I do think you go back to Carson Wentz for the last 3 games of the year. Then you just spin it as you wanted Carson to get a game off and just watch for a game, and then but he's the starting quarterback, he's the future, and you go with him. That's kind of my general sense. Um, I guess it gets really tough though if Hurts plays well but they lose to the Saints, or plays average and they lose to the Saints. That is what I'm just not under that scenario. I don't really know what you do. I'd have to really think about it. So I guess there's not much else to say about the Green Bay game. I'm not even pissed that we lost. It was just the way that we lost. If you had told me 30-16, and Carson, played well or played better, okay, there's something to build on because it was the hardest game on the schedule. I thought they were going to lose anyway. So it wasn't that they lost. It was just that Carson looked bad again, and then Hurts came in, and the dominoes, started rolling at that point as far as Carson being benched and Hurts starting against the Saints. But what really killed the weekend, what was the big story? I mean, the killer story. I mean, you have the Giants, I'm sorry, the little people. They went to Seattle and they somehow beat the Seahawks. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. It totally destroyed my truth board and has made things a lot more difficult for the Eagles to get in the playoffs. And then on top of that, on Monday, the racists go into Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers and give them their first loss of the season. Again, it just that was a major, major bullet to my truth board. Um, so I'm going to go through it again, though, because we're not dead yet. But at least the Cowboys lost to the Ravens last night, which pretty much puts them out of it. But again, let's go to the truth board. Let's just see how we can still win the NFC East because it's not totally crazy. So let's just see how we can do it. Again, remember 6-9-1. That's what I believed can get us into the playoffs and win the division. So how do we get there? For the Eagles, win the last 2 at Dallas and then over the racists. And then we got to win one of the next 2, either home to the Saints or at the Cardinals. Now, I think this weekend against the Saints, again, no Breeze. Don't worry. He's not playing this weekend. Trust me. It's going to be Taysom Hill again. So can we beat the Saints at home? Let's just see what Jalen Hurts can do. I mean, I'm pulling for him. I'm absolutely pulling for him. So again, that's what has to happen for the Eagles. Now let's go to the Cockroaches. They're 3-9. Thankfully, they lost to the Ravens, so they're basically done. All we need to do is beat them in our game against the Cowboys. Then they get to 10 losses, and they can't beat us at 6-9-1. They'd already have 10 losses. So that's the Cowboys. Easy. They're basically done. Let's go to the racists. Now, again, their win over the Steelers just really, really was a killer. But basically, what has to happen is they need to lose two of the next three. So any combination of two losses out of at the 49ers, although this game is in Arizona because San Francisco does not have a home for the rest of the season, Seattle at home, and Carolina at home. Now, Christian McCaffrey is back for Carolina. You got to figure, even though Seattle just lost at home to the Giants, I still think Seattle should beat the racists in D.C. So the question is, can the Niners beat the racists, or can Carolina beat the racists? We need to have one of them win that game in D.C. And then, of course, they have to lose at the Eagles in the last game of the season. So the good news is the racists are actually underdogs at the 49ers, and they're already underdogs. The lines are already up for this game against Seattle. So let's just see what happens. But first things first, we're big Niners fans this weekend if for the Eagles. All right, now the little people. I can't believe they won in Seattle. It's just I can't believe it. But it makes it very easy. They got to lose their next three to get to 10 losses. Now, we have to ignore this last game against the Cockroaches in New York because Dallas is not going to have anything to play for that last game of the year. And they're probably going to be tanking for a high draft pick, so that you cannot reasonably expect the Cowboys to go into New York and beat the Giants. So what does that mean? The Giants are 5-7. I'm sorry, the little people. So for them to get to 10 losses, there's only one way. Loss, loss, loss. So let's look at them. Cardinals in New York. Browns in New York. And then at the Ravens. Now, again, just like the racist, the little people are underdogs by 2.5 points at home to the Cardinals, and they're already underdogs by 3 points to Cleveland. So, is it possible? Yes, it's very possible. Is it likely now, though? The Giants are on a roll in 4 straight, and can we really expect them to lose both these games at home? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But that's the roadmap to get there, the most plausible roadmap, that I can put together. Now, do things change if the Eagles could run the table and win all 4? Of course, but I don't want to go down that road first. Let's just get one win, and then we'll reevaluate after that. So that's the path. Again, trying to stay positive. I did see today that Deshaun Jackson may be back before the end of the regular season. So if there's a way we could steal one of these two, he might be back for the last 2 against the Cowboys and the racists. So trying to stay positive here. It's really tough. I mean, looking back, man, that racist win at the Steelers and the little people winning in Seattle really, really, really took a shot to the whiteboard. But again, we're not out of it yet. Let's just see what Jalen Hurts can do. Try to stay positive, and hey, maybe we got something with Jalen Hurts. Let's just let's stay positive and see what the kids got, and hope that the offense steps up and so does the defense, and we start creating turnovers because we still can't create any turnovers to make it easy for the offense. So we'll see what happens, but happy holidays and stay strong. All right, glass half full. We're not out of it yet. We go balls to the wall until we're mathematically eliminated. That's what we do here at the Vegas Eagle. All right, take care, everybody.